Hello, ninth grade. How are you? Today, inshallah, we're going to talk about the last lesson in our semester and our year. So, our grammar relative clause, and we talked before about defining and non-defining relative clause اللي هو شبه الجملة المعرفة والغير معرفة. Now, before I start, I want you to read the title, relative clause. Do you remember what is the meaning of relative clause? Yes, it's clause that starts with one of WH word. relative clause هو شبه الجملة التي تبدأ بواحدة من what, who, which, that, where, when, and we talked about relative clause in the last unit. So, a relative clause has two types. له نوعين. Either defining relative clause شبه جملة وصلية معرفة or non-defining relative clause. Now, we're going to know more about defining relative clause. So, defining relative clause give information which is necessary to understand the meaning. بيعطيني معلومة جدا مهمة لفهم المعنى. Not extra information, مش معلومات إضافية of the sentence, and we don't use comma with the clause. وأكيد ما رح نستعمل الكوماز with this clause because it's essential and it's necessary to understand the meaning. مهم لفهم المعنى معنى الجملة. معناته in defining relative clause لإعطاء معلومة ضرورية لكي نفهم الجملة ولا نستعمل فواصل في هذا النوع. مثال عليها I want the book which is on the table. This is very important information and we can't omit it. ولا يمكن حذفها. I want the book على طول راح تسألي which book which is on the table. Okay? So, من المعنى you can understand this is a necessary or this is necessary information. You need it to understand the meaning. Okay? على عكس النوع الآخر اللي هو non-defining relative clause غير معرف أو غير محدد. Give extra information which is not necessary to understand the meaning. This is extra information, معلومات إضافية. So you can omit it and you can understand the sentence without this is or this non-defining relative clause. بستعمل لإعطاء معلومات إضافية وليس ضروري فهم معنى الجملة ونستخدم فواصل في هذا النوع. ضروري نستعمل الكوماز in this sentence. Why? In order to know this is what extra information. I have one old book. So, as you see here, comma, which was written in 1875. Now this is extra information. You can understand the sentence without it. I have one old book was given to me by my dad. معلومة إنه متى كتب it's not necessary in this sentence. مش مهمة في هاي الجملة. Okay, be careful about this note. We can't start the non-defining relative clause with that. لا يمكن إني أبلش non-defining relative clause بالذات. Now, I want you to read these sentences and decide what kind of clauses these are and put commas where necessary. الكوماز رح نستعملها في حال إنه كان الجملة non-defining clause. non-defining. Okay? Yes, مهم هذا السؤال وممكن بالامتحان بيجي على نفس الوتيرة إني أجيب لك clause and you have to know is this or decide is this defining or non-defining relative clause. Number 1, Claire, who I work with, is doing the London Marathon this year. As you see here, Claire, who I work with, is this important information in this sentence? Or you can do it, Claire is doing the London Marathon this year. So this is what extra information, معلومة إضافية. Number 2, they should give the money to someone who they think need the treatment most. Yes, اقرأيها أو اقرأها. They should give the money to someone. على طول رح تسأل who one or whom, who they. So this is what defining. This is defining. This is non-defining. 3. It's hoped that we will raise $10,000 for local charities which help the homeless. It's hoped that we will raise for local which help. Yes, is this defining or non-defining? This is defining. Number 4, they are the people that I met at. Okay, حكينا that على طول defining. The car which can reach speed over 300 kilometer cost over. Okay, this is extra information. The car cost over. Or no, this is defining relative clause. I'm going to wear the skirt that I bought in London. The film which stars Tom Curry is released on Friday. Same thing, this is extra information. I want you to try to answer workbook and decide the defining and non-defining relative clause. Bye bye.